Our next film is Star Trek III, and it's a pretty good sequel, some neat special effects, but more important, the good old reliable characters are all there. Yes, even Mr. Spock, who died in the last film, but, you know, there's life after death in the movies when your movie's a hit, and Star Trek II was a hit. So, Star Trek III called The Search for Spock. The crew of the Starship Enterprise finds Spock back in their lives when Admiral Kirk walks into Spock's old room, and he hears something that sounds like Spock, but it turns out to be someone else.
Jim, help me. You left me on Genesis. Why did you do that? Help me.
Bones. What the hell are you doing? Have you lost your mind? Help me, Jim. Take me home. Bones, we are home. Then perhaps it's not too late. Climb the steps, Jim. Climb the steps of Mount Selaya.
Yeah, but that's on the planet of Vulcan, right? So what goes there? Well, what's happened is that Spock has blended his mind into Bones' body because Spock's spirit is still alive. But before Spock is found, the crew must battle the evil Klingons led by a creep named Krug.
Bring up bird of prey, sir. Starming torpedoes. Fire 'em at the sky.
Good shooting, Mr. Scott.
Precautionary, Mr. Chekhov. Shields up.
Aye, sir. Emergency power!
Sir, the shield's non-responsive.
Got it.
Your automation system's overloaded. I didn't expect to take us into combat, you know.
Tough times for that crew. They'll survive. And those special effects, that bird of prey fighter ship looked particularly good, and I thought it looked real good. That's because it was designed by George Lucas's Star Wars special effects team. I enjoyed Star Trek III, except for one big complaint. Spock does reappear at the end of the film, and that's no surprise. I'm sure I'm not giving anything away to anybody. If they call The Search for Spock, what, they don't find him? Okay. But he's only on the screen for a couple of minutes, and then it's all over. I like Star Trek III, but I felt cheated at the end when the words came up, "The adventure continues." I guess we're supposed to believe in Star Trek IV. Well, I wanted to see Star Trek 3.5 right there and then.
Well, of course, the adventure always continues, and Spock, in a way, is on screen the whole time because his ideas and his presence and his memory are very important throughout the movie, so I wasn't cheated by the fact we only saw him at the end. I thought this was a good but not a great Star Trek movie. It wasn't as good as the second one.
I agree.
The first one was kind of a low-budget Star Wars. They had all the special effects. The second one returned to the Star Trek tradition, which is, let's make a movie about ideas and about the nature of humanity and the nature of intelligence.
Right.
This one is kind of a compromise. There's a little bit of that Vulcan philosophy there, and there's also a lot of special effects, including that really good fight in the volcano planet where Kirk takes on the alien commander. So it kind of had a compromise between the first two. It was good, but it wasn't great Star Trek material.
I agree. Absolutely.
Well, okay, that's... Gee, okay, next is the movie.